So I'm going to start holding myself accountable to doing some car chats with dogs. You know that good old season, comedians in cars getting coffee? Why is there none on, dogs in cars getting coffee? Well, look, I don't have coffee, but I figure I love the car and I love typically listening to podcasts or music, but I also love dogs, and I figure why not sit and have a chat with you guys before I take, the dogs out, or after I take the dogs out, whichever dogs I have in or I'm around. And I'll just chat about a few things that's on my mind or things that I see coming up with owners. One of the things today that I've really been thinking about a lot is this idea that owners have different expectations for their dogs outside than what they do inside. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the times, when I'm speaking to owners, their goals are to have a dog that maybe doesn't care around other dogs, or that's social, or that they can take places and listen to them, recall when they're called. But in the house, they're allowed to do what they want. They're allowed to ignore them and not listen to them, and pretty much have free roam of the house or the yard. And when you think about it, it's quite unrealistic, because what we're saying to the dog is, all right, most of the time you're at home, there's no boundaries at all. You're allowed to do what you want, but then as soon as we're outside around lots of different distractions, things that you might be concerned about or anxious about or even excited about, you're expected to listen to me now, and we haven't done any training to help you want to listen to me or to teach you what I expect of you outside around lots of different things. And so what ends up happening is that the dogs pattern these behaviors where they're constantly, blowing off the owner and learning that it's okay to do that, because they still get to explore at the park or be around different dogs or go to these places that the owners really do want to have or enjoy with their dogs in a calm mindset, but they're not able to because the dog doesn't want to listen to them. They don't value them outside. And so it becomes this vicious cycle where then the dogs start getting kept inside. They don't go out because they're not listening to the owner. They're maybe barking at other dogs, or they're just, too frantic outside that it's almost impossible to take out, especially if you've got kids and things like that. And so I guess the thought of the day is really, what rules do you have for your dog? And I know that this is something that a lot of owners get caught up on, of, I want my dog to be a dog, I don't want them to have any rules. They're allowed to do what they want, but I want them to be great around dogs, or I want them to come back when they're called. Whatever it is, I want them to be calm when I have people over. When you think about it, it's like, is that really fair? Is that clear to the dog that what's expected? So is it clear to the dog that, hey, yep, you're allowed to do this, and this, but you're not allowed to do this? And I know that that's something you really struggle with, but I've got these high expectations for you to figure it out on your own, with no training, with no patterning or conditioning in low distraction environments like our house or our garage or anything, our yard. It's something that I think is worth thinking about. Are we really making these choices for our dogs, or is it for us? Because I know a lot of the times we say, my dog is fine. Like, they love being up on the couch. They love the cuddles. They love the affection, or, whatever it is, insert your particular thing here. But do they? Or are you loving that? Are you loving the affection? Are you loving your dog hopping up on the couch and giving you that love and support? Most of the times, dogs really value from that time by themselves. They really need it, and they thrive, and they become confident dogs through learning how to just simply observe lots of different things. But we never really give our dogs a chance to just physically slow down so that they can observe things. They can figure out that it's not a threat. A lot of the times we coddle our dogs through these situations, and we say that our dogs really love it, when it's really coming from a selfish space, in that we love that affection, we love that love from our dogs in a physical way, when our dogs really don't need as much of that as what we think. Yes, our dogs do love affection. They do need that, love and play and fun, but they're not necessarily needing it in the way that we as humans do. And I think it's something that's really worth thinking about. Is it for me or is it for my dog? I'm going to leave that there for today. I'm going to get back with Bax. He did really, really good today. But yeah, I'm expecting to make a few more of these.